Dr. Das, should we start?
I think few participants are there, but it's time already. Okay. So can you wait for another 2 to 3 minutes?
Okay, okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Today is the first day of our counseling sessions for CHCWM program for January 23 batch. Professor Ruchika Kuba, the Director of School of Health Sciences, could not remain present today because of the meeting that she has in the ministry. So she will be joining from tomorrow onwards. So on her behalf, I welcome all of you once again to the School of Health Sciences as well as IGNOU Regional Center, Bhubaneswar. You all know that university has adopted a different strategy this year to club all the learners of the entire country and attach with one regional center for managing the academic counseling. And I'm very happy that Bhubaneswar Regional Center has been identified as the nodal center for CHCWM program. And we shall be coordinating all the activities of CHCWM. But you are all requested to submit your assignments at your respective study centers, because study centers will evaluate the assignments locally there with the local resource persons. Those who are attached with Bhubaneswar Regional Center, they will submit the assignments here at Bhubaneswar. And those who are attached with their respective regional centers, they will submit their assignments in their respective study centers. So this is the announcement that I wanted to make. And we are very happy that today we have with us the Deputy Director of the Health Department, Government of Odisha, Dr. K.K. Das. He is very much with IGNOU since last so many years. He was also a student of PGDMCH quite some time back. And he is a voracious reader and a very good human being, though he is in the health department coordinating many activities of Government of Odisha. So he has shown his eagerness to be online and listen to the lecture that is going to be presented by our resource persons. And before I hand over the forum to Professor Rupini, our resource person, I would like to request Dr. K.K. Das to speak a few words about the sponsorship that Government of Odisha has on CHCWM learners.
Thank you, Dr. Tripathi. It's a pleasure on my part to convey that Government of Odisha has sponsored 192 candidates. I mean, one candidate for each district, that is 32 districts, health districts, I mean. For subsequent 6 batches we are having. Already one batch we have already registered and they are appearing the exam. This is the second batch. After that also we will be having 4 batches. That's why we will be creating a galaxy of officers. Those will be taking care of the biomedical waste management of the state. And to my happiness also, I want to convey here to the participants and Dr. Tripathi also and to Madam Rupini also, that Government of Odisha has sanctioned almost 2,114 crores. It's a mega amount towards upliftment of biomedical waste management, starting from STP, ETP up to autoclaves, radars and all those things were in line. And this year it is a Herculean task on part of me how to spend this money meticulously and uplift the system of biomedical waste management. These the words I thank Dr. Tripathi and Madam Boina Rupini also for taking this session, and to all our participants, those who are joining today, and we will be taking some meticulous steps to increase the number of participants from tomorrow. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Dr. Das. We are very happy that today Dr. Boina Rupini, our resource person from Maulana Azad Medical College, where IGNOU has a study center, she is there, and she has agreed to take few sessions on the request of the Director School of Health Sciences. She is very much with us. Madam, we welcome you to IGNOU School of Health Sciences as well as to IGNOU Regional Center Bhubaneswar. You know that Regional Center Bhubaneswar is located in the state capital Bhubaneswar, and it is looking after 82 learner support centers across the state. And we are running many health sciences academic programs like PG DMCH, PG Diploma in Hospital Management, PG Diploma in Geriatric Medicine, then 4 certificate programs which are sponsored by the NHM, National Health Mission, that is there in Medical College Berhampur. So like that, and that certificate in fast aid, certificate in nursing administration. So a whole lot of health sciences programs are there in Bhubaneswar, and we are meticulously monitoring, and good number of learners are benefiting from these programs. So we welcome you to take your session. So now the forum is open for you, madam. Please.
Yeah, thank you very much, Professor Tripathi ji, as well as Dr. Das, and for giving me the opportunity to speak as well as to interact with the students of CHCWM program. And I would like to first congratulate the regional center taking this initiation to disseminate the knowledge regarding the health waste management as well as the pollution factors. And then government of Odisha is also what Dr. Das said, that it is a biggest challenge, especially of course getting a project as well as and then looking into how to execute, and then how to get a productive outcome, that is most important, as well as the challenging task. And I would like to congratulate for that, and then wish you good luck also, sir. And then just I will start with that. The today's topic, the Professor Ruchika Kuba madam, she has given uh, an opportunity to interact with the students, because basically I'm a synthetic organic chemist, and then I worked in and then I have one paper in my master's also, that is a medicinal chemistry paper. And also I worked with the projects in nano anti-malarials with the collaboration with the Portugal scientists. So, and then I would like to, the today's topic they have given for me is air pollution. So I would like to give a brief about the air pollution. It is not exactly the entire teaching of a classroom, but I want to interact with you, and then what type of what exactly you people are having some doubts, or the you want any clarifications. So basic, some bullet points I would like to explain, that how the pollution or the how the environment directly linked to the health factors of the human beings especially. So I would like to share my PPT over here. So am I audible clearly, na sir?
Yes, yes, madam.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, yeah.
voice is quite clear.
Okay, okay, thank you. So because of is it fine?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, okay, fine. No, so no issue at all. And so, and then I would like to welcome each and every one of the students, those who are interestedly and strongly determined to pursue this program, and you want to benefit for yourself as well as for the societal benefits itself. That means you want to contribute to the society, and then how well you can means an iota of work you can do for the betterment of the societal issues, especially the waste management. So here the we know every day we are seeing, and every day we are reading in the newspapers, and then whoever, whether the person is an illiterate, whether the person is an academician, everybody is directly linked with this environmental pollution. So even though the illiterates also, they can understand that what is pollution. So because of this, headache is there because of that pollution, because of this disease or the illness is there, so because of that pollution. But even though they doesn't know about the what exactly are the core of that particular topic, but they know that that pollution is there, so that much awareness is there in general public. So but you want to pursue especially, so what is exactly the pollution, and then what type of contribution you can make. So for that you have to have a clear cut understanding of the pollution. Of course there are many pollutions are there as far as your syllabus is concerned, that is air pollution, water pollution, as well as soil pollution is there, but today we are going to discuss about a little bit of the air pollution. So of course the today's atmosphere, we can say that it is very quite different from the natural atmosphere when we are very in our childhood. That means we can say that before this industrial revolution, we can say that. So that means there is a change, that means in terms of the environmental composition. So that is a chemical composition. So of course if the natural atmosphere is considered to be very clean, then the clean air cannot be found anywhere in the today's atmosphere. So we have to go for the vacation, for to go for the hill stations, so that we will get a good the air, clean air. So normally all these things we will think about it. So there are many chemical anthropogenic emissions are there. Of course they are very much what is that we have given, that is a chlorofluorocarbons. They were considered once upon a time, they are very safe. because they are very inert. That means they are very inactive in the lower part of that atmosphere, that is the troposphere. But once these chemicals enters into the stratosphere, so the ultraviolet radiation that can convert these CFCs into highly reactive species that can have a devastating effect on the stratospheric ozone. So this is a fundamental concept of why the air pollution, and then what are the anthropogenic activities of our human greed, why we are releasing that sort of chemicals because of our comfort. We are very highly irresponsible, what is that, lives, we can say that, in the on earth, because we want our comforts, but we won't think at least 1 minute also, if suppose if I'll use this type of compound, so what would be the effect of that particular compound after that, whatever it is, after discarding that. So the health impact, especially the anthropogenic carbon dioxide emissions, maybe it is an vehicular emissions, are the emissions of the carbon dioxide because of that, what is that, combustion processes. They were considered safe because they are non toxic. But the long term accumulation of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, that definitely leads into a climate change, and also that will be the harmful to the human beings also. So that means whatever it is the pollution, it is directly linked to the, not only the environmental pollution, it is directly linked to the health of the human being, because we are very very precious on earth. So now the health impact of breathing bad air, we can understand, especially in the most polluted cities of the world, that of course it is of course Dr. Das can explain properly, because it is well documented today. So air pollution is now estimated to be the responsible for these several million premature deaths also every year. So it is also considered to be one of the highest risk factors for death, as well as globally, not only the locally, and also that leading environmental risk factors for the diseases. So with this brief introduction, I would like to move on to the these are the some of the global challenges. So if we will see the global challenges, so the meeting health based standards, if we will say that, common pollutants. So that is, we know that air pollution is very very common. It is harmful, and it is even though when it is not visible. So there are so many scientific studies have been addressed regarding these some pollutants which are harmful to the public health as well as welfare at very very low concentrations also. So that is most important. And also the risk to the public health and the environment from the what we can say that there's a climate change, they are highly substantial in nature. So scientists, they are giving the warnings that the carbon pollution and also the resulting climate change, which are expected to lead to what we can say that more intense hurricanes, as well as the what is that, flooding and increased drought, and also severe wildfires throughout the globe we are seeing. So that means not only for the environment, and also it damages the property, that also the billions of dollars of damage. So and directly that implies to the economic country's economy also. So and then simultaneously it will also affect the infrastructure of that particular nation. So when the energy from the sun that reaches the earth, what the earth will do, that will absorb some of that energy. And also that is a basic concept I would like to tell. And some of that energy that it radiates, the after absorption, it will radiate back to the space in the form of heat. So the earth's surface temperature, that will definitely depends upon the balance between the incoming as well as the outgoing energy. So that means now we have to understand that the average conditions, that will tend to be remain stable unless the earth, that is a experience a force that shifts in the energy balance. So the shift in the energy balance, normally it will causes then average temperatures, earth's average temperature, that will, maybe it is a warmer or cooler sometimes, that leading to a variety of other changes in the lower atmosphere, or otherwise on earth, or otherwise on the oceans, that means on land. So a variety of physical as well as the chemical changes that can affect the entire global energy balance of that earth. So now we will see that the reducing risk from the toxic air pollutants as well as the protecting the stratospheric ozone layer, these are the global challenges. Now we will see that what are the national challenges. Of course, along with the global challenges, we have the national challenges also, which consider that the meeting health based standards, that means directly linked to that. And then of course we have discussed that it will directly related to the economic assets and also the overall environment. So this is our concern regarding the pollution factors are concerned. So now we will see that what World Health Organization is telling. So World Health Organization, if you will see the national challenges as well as the World Health Organization, it is directly, it has, if you will see that picture as well as the statistics of that report, it is a very, very scary picture. That means 10 out of 20 most populated cities in the world are in India. So that means we are that means in the global scale, we are in the very first place as well as the prior place, as well as the one is the population is concerned, as well as the most polluted cities. And based on the concentration of the PM 2.5 emissions, PM 2.5 as well as PM 10, now it is PM 1 is also they are considering. So these are the particulate matter pollutants. So how they will come and then how they will evolve, now we will see that. So that means on the basis of the concentrations, because why they are concentrating more on PM 2.5 as well as PM 10 and then PM 1. Of course, SOx as well as NOx, that is pollutants are also there. But most polluted, India is ranked number 5. Fifth most polluted country by the World Health Organization as far as the statistics of 2019 is concerned. So that means in which among 21 among the top 30 polluted cities were in India. If you will see the news also, they will give that air quality index. They will give that the number, it is above, it is whether it is above 400, whether it is above 300. So they are particularly every state, I think, they will display. So the Indian cities exceeds the World Health Organization threshold by an alarming rate, that is 500%. So this is most important aspect one has to understand, because we human beings, because our contribution is also more, means enough to say that in that 500%. So I'm not scaring you people, students. Please try to understand the effect as well as the potential of that air pollution, which is linked with the what is that health effects. And then what are the common air pollutants? If you will see that I have given only few common air pollutants as far as your understanding is concerned, and these are mainly the what is that of course NOx, SOx, as well as the lead, and then carbon monoxide, as well as particulate matter, and also and the NOx, SOx, lead, as well as carbon monoxide. These are the photochemical oxidants. Normally, we can call them as, because they will oxidize. So in the whatever it is, the air pollution, if we are seeing, we don't know about what exactly the atmospheric chemistry is involved in that. So just we are seeing, looking to that haze, and then there are so many patients are also there. If you will see the statistics of how many patients are going every day, and then reports shows that there are lots of what is that lung issues are there, and then breathing problems are there, those who are visiting the doctors. So now we will see one by one, so how these particulate matter, exactly what is particulate matter, and then how much it will get affect our body. If you will see that that is a PM, that is a particulate matter, normally we will abbreviate as PM. So that means PM10 I have given over here. You will see that just a small particle. So if you will see that one, and then with the diameter, what is that PM10? That is a particulate matter 10 micrometers. That means it is an inhalable particles. So that means we are easily inhale those particles without realizing that particulate matter enters. That means we won't have any sensation that this PM10 is going inside. we are inhaling in that. That means they are very, very smaller in size. And if we will see that PM 2.5, that is a fine inhalable particles with the diameters which are generally 2.5 micrometers, and also less than that also, if we will see that in the diagram. And PM1 particle is also there, that is a less than 1 mu m, that is a micrometers size. So maybe, so I will give that sort of example. So how do we know? And then of course we don't means we won't realize that. So that means dust particles. If once we are going outside on the road, the vehicular emissions are there. So they are dust, combustible particles, bacteria, as well as viruses. And then we are, everyone of Indian citizens, I can say that every one of us experienced the pandemic. In any of our family members or otherwise relatives or by the neighbors, we have experienced this pandemic situation. One or the other, everybody was caught hold of that COVID-19. So in that, particularly the European countries as well as the World Health Organization, they are giving regularly, they are monitoring also the particles. Why we are keeping mask? Why we are wearing mask? Because of the particulate matter of 1, that is less than 1 mu m. That means that is a fine particles. It will bacteria as well as viruses also. So that means we are unable to see with the naked eye. So that also we are able to inhale happily. So how small is 2.5 micrometers? So 2.5 particulate matter, or the particulate matter 10. So think about a single hair from our head. So this I want to show you that this is one hair strand. If we will look into that one, the average human hair is 70 micrometers in diameter. So making it 30 times larger than the largest fine particles. So just these beads, if you will look into that, so one bead is 10 mu m. So in that there are pink particles are also there, that is a 2.5 m. So that you can understand that how fine particles are there, and then we are unable to realize that also it will enters into our body. That means these particles, that these are the group of particles, there are many sizes as well as shapes are there. Maybe they are made up of hundreds of different of chemicals. Some are directly emitted from the source, like construction sites or unpaved roads or fields or otherwise industrial smokes as well as the fires. So most of the particles from the atmosphere, which are pollutants which are emitted from the power plants, industries, as well as the automobiles. And now we'll move on to the next slide, that the particulate matter. Just I want to show in a more clarity that the comparison of the fine dust particles, that is if you will see that one strand, that is 52 70 mu m, and then this is the 2.5, and then this yellow part is the smallest one, that is a ultra fine dust, that is a point less than 1 m. So now if we will see that how these directly affect the health aspects. So that means the size of the particle is directly linked to the, of course, potential for the causing the health problems. Of course, everybody experienced that. And small particles which are less than 10 micrometers in diameter, that definitely pose the greatest problems, because they can get deep into the lungs, and some may even get into the bloodstream also. Of course, you are pursuing this program, and then you should understand that how these particles, minute particles, are potential enough to have a health effects. So our lungs are, of course, pray for the PM1 or the PM10 or the particulate matter. So what will happen when inhaled? These particles travel to the deepest areas of the lungs, where a significant part of these possessed through the cell membranes of the alveoli, the millions of tiny sacs in our lungs, where especially if we will see that oxygen as well as the carbon dioxide are internally, that is exchanged, and then they will enter into the bloodstream, and then they will damage the of course inner walls of the what is that, arteries, and they will penetrate into the tissues in the cardiovascular system, and also they are potentially spread to the other organs also. So you can understand the what is that, weight as well as the potentiality of these tiny particles. So we can have this type of understanding, that so we have to be very, very careful. And then at the worst, we can say that PM1 that can contribute to deadly diseases like heart attacks, lung cancers, and others like dementia, and then edema, and also the what is that, premature deaths we can also experience. That means these are the reports, on the basis of the reports. So exposure to this type of particulate matter, that can definitely affect the both the young lungs, that is a the younger people, and also at the extreme, with the what is that, elderly people also. So there are various scientific studies that have linked to the particulate pollution exposure to a variety of problems like premature deaths, as well as the lung diseases, and then non-fatal heart attacks. And we can say that what is that, asthma, and decreased lung function, and also lots of respiratory symptoms like irritation in the airways, coughing, and the difficulty in breathing, especially in March and then April seasons, in between that transition period. So people with the heart attacks, or the people with the lung diseases, they are most likely to be affected by the particulate pollution. And then, so I would like to take I think some people are raising their hands. I will definitely answer your queries, and then I'll take up the all the questions at the end, I hope so, if it is okay with you people.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
We'll deal with the questions in the end.
We will take up the questions at the end. So once we will finish it off, and then we will come back to the slides also, no issue at all. Now we will see the environmental effects. Only few health effects I have what is that I have discussed over here. So now we will see the environmental effects. So of course, in the what is that, in the there are lots of ecosystems are there with us, and then definitely affected all the biodiversity, and then all types of ecology ecosystems. They are affected by the air pollution. That means not only human beings, and also the general nature, the general environment also definitely gets affected by the pollution. So that means the marine ecosystem, that is the acidification of lakes. That means after the industrial pollution, there is a photochemical smog, or whatever it is, the acid rain. So all these phenomena, that the soil acidification, and mostly it is common for the forest ecosystems, because of the what we can say, that the long term pollutants accumulation. So soil pollution is also indirectly affects the ecosystem of the plants, animals, and also which and in the life which are reliant on soil for the nutrition intakes. So there are so many factors which are related to the pollution, and also the nitrogen deposition in the wet as well as the dry forms on the vegetation, and also the soil surfaces that can occurred from the vehicular as well as the agricultural activities, and nitrogen deposition on the plants. That is a serious outcome of the air pollution. Of course, there are so many other than these, several damages are also there. There is a increased defoliation, if you will see that in the slide, as well as the discoloration, as well as the poor what is that, crown conditions of that one, and increased pests which are attacked the what is that, plant ecosystem. They so many times we are observing. So these are the things which we can understand, that not only human health, but also general environment. If you will see the, just a second. If you will see the sources, there are number of vehicles, of course, particulate matters, and then that means vehicular pollution, and there are so many. So if you will see that what type of vehicular pollution, and then what are the what is that, gaseous substances. So if you will see the industries also, first industry it will come as an pharmaceutical industry. That is a main, as well as the main culprit, I can say that. And then most polluted industry, if you will see the terrestrial sources, this is the vehicular emissions. That means the transportation sector is the main contributor for the general air pollutants in the almost each and every city, because especially in the urban cities, it is a worst situation. So this could be because of the increased number of vehicles. Again, increasing number of vehicles, that means the luxury of the humans, as well as that means the greediness of the humans. So that means there is a what is that, fuel stations. That means increased number of vehicles, and also compared to the existing, what is that, infrastructural facilities. That means maybe narrow roads, fuel stations, and the number of passenger terminals, and then so obviously carbon monoxide and nitrogen oxides, as well as the volatile organic compounds, are also major pollutants. It is more than 80% from the vehicular emissions. And of course other trace elements are also there. There is a methane and then carbon dioxide. I have given only a small portion to make you to understand that. So and also oxides of sulfur, and then carbon dioxide, and then total suspended particles. And then because road dust is a major contributor for the particulate matter in India especially. So if in the Indian context, some of the essential factors of the high traffic emissions, like lack of exhaust measures, and then what is that, heterogeneity, we can say that, of the nature of the vehicles, as well as the poor quality of the fuel. So that means vehicular emission is one of the important anthropogenic source for the ground level volatile organic compounds, as well as in both urban as well as the suburban regions also. And then just I have given that pie diagram for make you to understand that there are so many volatile organic compounds are there. So the most important, which is matlab, of course, there are so many, means more than 50 volatile organic compounds are there. They are very critical surface ozone precursors, I can say that. So that means isopentene is there. It is a tracer of the, what is that, gasoline emission. And then benzene is there, which is attributed, as well as the doctors, normally you people, those who are working in that health sectors, it is a what is that, high, it is a 90% it is a carcinogenic in nature. So that means the degree of the individual compound that is contributed to the ozone formation or the production, we can say that. So that means that is they have the potential to generate the what is that, ozone, especially in the vehicular emissions. Now we'll move to the industrial source. So of course, what we have discussed in that. So industrial source is a major what is that, the source is for the air pollution. Of course, our country is it is a developing country, we can say that. So because of the industrialization, of course, there are Central Pollution Control Board, that is the CPCB, has already categorized that pollution industries into, there are so many types, that is 17 types are there, because environmental impact assessment also shows that the whether they are giving the permission for that certain what is that, permission for that certain industries or not, whether they are under the orange category, whether they are in the red category, depends upon the impact assessment analysis is concerned. So that means whether it is a small or whether it is a medium scale, out of these categories, 7 categories that they are very very critical category, that is iron industry, that is iron and steel are comes under the one. And the second one is the sugar, and then paper, cement, fertilizer, copper, aluminium, and also pharmaceutical industry. So the major pollutants in this is suspended particulate matter, and SOx, NOx, as well as the carbon dioxide emissions. So if you will see that some of these fuels, like so that means we have to switch over to the greener remedies. So for that, biomass, the crude oil, or the energy sources, which we have to it can be neglected in the current emission inventory studies. And now we'll move on to the other sources. I'll go quickly because it's already 40. So it is an agricultural source also. Of course, agricultural activities, you must be, it means in that in your material, it is already clearly mentioned that. So there are agricultural emissions are also one of the of course because of the pesticides, because of the fertilizers, and then of course everything they contains the ammonia or otherwise the nitrous oxides are the key pollutants, we can say that, released from the agricultural activities. So that means once they will enter into the atmosphere, that means the generation, that means generating these pollutions, they are the contributors as for the methane emissions, as well as the of course nitrogen excretion from the animal, that is of course methane, nitrous oxide, ammonia, and then from the wetlands, and the nitrogen emissions from the agricultural soils, and then methane emissions, especially wherever it is the paddy cultivation is there. So that means stubble burning, that is also one of the prime factors for the air pollution. That is a major cause for the photochemical smog also. And other source, if you will see, that power plants also, of course power plants also one of the major contributors for the air pollution. So that means especially in India, that means there is a 74% of the what is that total power is generated from the thermal power plants. So if you will see the Terry statistics, if you will see the Terry statistics, I have given that one from the 1990s to 2000s. If you will see that the sulfur dioxide as well as the total suspended particle emissions, they are contributing almost 68%, and then 68% for the sulfur dioxide, as well as the 80% is for the PM10 particulate matter. So if you will see that 80% of the municipal solid waste is still discarded into the open dumping yards. So that is also one of the major source for the greenhouse gas emissions. Apart from this, the what is that the foul odor, and then poor water quality, because it will enters into the what is that groundwater table also, and then it will pollute. So methane is also one of the major pollutants for the landfills, as well as the what is that wastewater treatment plants. So this is one of the sources I would like to inform you that these are the primary pollutants. Of course, we know that what are the primary pollutants, and I don't want to go into the details of the primary pollutants and what are the secondary pollutants. And these are just, I would like to show that the depends upon the sources, and then after once it is emitted into the atmosphere, how they will react with the other chemical compounds which are existing, and then how they will form the highly potential pollutants. And then natural as well as the anthropogenic pollutants, volcanic eruption, that is also one of the causes, lightning, sea sprays, as well as the microbial process, and anthropogenic industrial as well as the vehicular. So these are the effects of the pollution, that is of course industrial smog. So just I want to give that what is that equation part. This is not that much required for you people, just you can skip over that. That means industrial smog, what it will contain, and then how it will form, and then finally what would be the chemical which we are inhaling. That one, this is another effect of the environmental pollution is the photochemical smog. Of course, it is a mixture of what is that the secondary pollutants, especially the ozone is the main air pollutant. So you can I'll provide you this PPT so you can go through once also. So this is that means the photochemical smog, how it will move from one place to the other place, because it is of course a transboundary in nature, and then it will definitely depends upon the local topography and low-lying areas, climate, and then population density, and then fossil fuel use, of course how frequently we are using the fossil fuels, and then and then how it will also aggravate the photochemical smog. And I have given this type of brief about the this photochemical smog, how it will form, and what are the sources, and then how it will generate from the this one. And this is the photochemical smog, and then how this will interact with the nitric oxide, with the volatile organic compounds. It will form the nitrogen dioxide, and then when it will it is a photochemical smog, so that's why we have given that a UV radiation, it will interact with that, and then how it will form various chemical composition, and then and then finally it will form, there is a nitric oxide. This is an overall reaction, we can see that nitric oxide, and then what is that what is that oxygen as well as the ultraviolet radiation, and then it will form like other particulate matter as well as the peroxyacetyl nitrate. And this is also one pictorial diagram I would like to give, that is how this will enter into the atmosphere with the vehicular pollution, and then SOx, and then here it is NOx, and then how it will enter into the atmosphere, how it will interact with the ultraviolet radiation as well as the secondary pollutants which are already existing into that one, and how it will generate the photochemical smog. And now this is what I think it is already there in your what is that in your material. So that is a acid rain. I think you people have understood that pollution as well as the what is that secondary pollution, and then primary pollution, and then acid deposition, what causes the what causes the especially the acid rain. So far we have seen that there are so different so what is that sources of the pollution. And then this picture especially giving that example that how the pathway, I can say that. So that means emissions of the sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide are released into the air, and then they will transformed into acid particles that will transport it to the longer distances, and then they fall to the earth as a wet or the dry deposition. And then so that means as the general reaction I have given over there, that when sulfur dioxide and the nitrogen oxides, they are emitted into the atmosphere and then transported by the wind as well as the air current, we can say that, and then they are emitted into the atmosphere, and then once they will interact with each other, finally they will form the sulfuric as well as the nitric acids. So these are the only small for your understanding sake I have given this acid rain. So now we will see that mitigation strategies. I'll finish it off within 5 minutes. I'll quickly go through that one. So some mitigation strategies that government has initiated already. That of course the government has initiated a lot of especially for the vehicular emissions. There is a use of the compressed natural gas, that is a CNG, as an alternative fuel, and also of course odd even rule sometimes implemented in Delhi especially, and also the introduction of the Bharat Stage 6 vehicle and fuel standards, and also that is a Pradhan Mantri Yojana, Ujjwal Yojana, that is also one of that initiation, government initiation, and a national clean air program, that is also there. That one. So all these are the some examples for the government initiatives. And also the CPCB ensures the monitoring as well as the regulation of the, of course, air quality standard emissions in the cities, towns, as well as the industrial areas, especially the pockets where the industries are located. So and then the government also initiated the, what is that, electric vehicles. They are also now into that one. And then online continuous emission monitoring system, that is also they are initialized that part of also. So these are the some of the government initiatives they have taken. And then for the agriculture, adoption of the nutrient management techniques using the conservation drainage practices and planting fields, buffers, and managing livestock access to streams, and also engaging in the watershed efforts. And for the industry, make the switch to the clean energy source and use technology to destroy pollutants, and choose the non-toxic materials to manufacturing goods, and deploy more effective enterprise planning techniques. So these are the some of the essential inputs. And this is the IPCC report, interpanel climate change report. It estimates that the global warming levels, because air pollution is one of the most contributor for the global warming also in the next decades. So here this is an alarming situation, that is a 1.5 or even 2 degrees will be beyond our reach. So and this is also one of the report I would like to provide you that. So so that means this is an alarming situation from the government side. So what we have to do, so that means what is our role, and then okay, fine, we are going through the what is that, learning so many things, and also and then what is our contribution, and then how to minimize at our level. That is also everybody should, not only for the getting the degree or the getting the certificate of this program, and also you have to think about what is the what is the responsibility of a human citizen to for the contribution of that. Of course, dissemination of knowledge for the academic institution, definitely we will do that one, and then each and every individual, how far we can also contribute to the society. With these, I would like to conclude, and then now we will interact with the students for the questions. If any queries are there, please you can ask.
Students, you can raise your hand so that I will ask you one after another to ask your questions. Dr. Gagandeep Kaur,
Yes, sir.
please ask your question.
Yeah, when ma'am was saying that there are many industries in a certain area, and then there are lots of emission. So, like in water pollution, air pollution, also the certain areas, like what recently happened in Ludhiana, you know, uh, there was gas from the sewer. So it was confined to a certain area only. How is it so? It is a air pollution. It should be dispersed, but it was confined to that milk booth.
No, it is a transboundary, ma'am. So that's why it is a 20 or 30 kilometers they have given that area, na? Of
Okay.
course. Yeah, they have given, and then they are what is that, vacating all the people, those who are there, and then they are running towards the other side.
Okay, ma'am.
That also they have given. Yeah, of course.
So whenever there is a air pollution near some industry or some thing, so the area is marked that this much area is contaminated,
Yes.
and this much area is a safer area.
Yes, definitely.
So when supposingly a layman is walking, and there is a industrial in the industrial area, should there be some warning signs, or should we wearing some mask while traveling through that?
Yes, ma'am. It is a primary responsibility of the Central Pollution Control Board of that particular area. First thing, they are not supposed to give a permission. That means environmental impact assessment should be conducted properly according to the 2008 mandate. But in all European countries, it is a mandate for to establish any industry. They have to undergo that environmental impact assessment. But in India, unfortunately, we don't have that sort of mandate. So still every means all general public as well as the NGOs, they are fighting to make it a mandatory that impact assessment should be there, or otherwise so many lives will definitely, of course.
And we should be wearing certain kind of mask while traveling to those areas or not?
Yeah, definitely there should be a proper signs. They have to have that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sri Surendra Saini, please ask your question. You have raised hand.
Good evening, ma'am.
Please ask your question.
Ma'am, actually, I want to know something that in history there was a big disaster, as we know that Bhopal gas tragedy is the biggest tragedy in our history. So many, in lakhs people are died in this case, and lakhs people are also suffering today also.
Yes.
I know, as I studied in books, it was a pesticides company.
Yeah, methyl isocyanate is the
Yeah.
pollutant, na? That was the carcinogenic in nature, as well as it is a hazardous chemical.
But today there are so many pesticides or companies manufacturing pesticides in India. So what the government did according for that industry, so we cannot suffer again that type of accident.
So that is why we are everyone are asking the Ministry of Environment and then Forest and Climate Change. So make it a environmental impact assessment is a mandate. It is a must. Only because of the Bhopal gas tragedy, that is the initiation of the environmental impact assessment in India. Prior to that, in 1984, prior to that, European countries are always having that one. But now, even though it is there, but stringent execution or stringent what is that measures the government we have to expect.
Yeah, there should be a policy for the all the people or all the
Yes.
industrialists or for establishment of their industrial part in out of the city or maybe in a very rural area. So
Yeah,
we
that
can,
is there. That is already there. It is already spelled properly in the impact assessment.
yeah. Or if it is possible, then we can also stop some type of manufacturing of this type of pesticides in India. We can
Definitely.
import, we can import it from outside. It is, I think, safe for us.
Not only import, why should we import? Why don't we generate? Why don't we switch over to the green pesticides?
Yeah,
Green
yeah.
consumerism. Yeah, that is
It's
also there.
a,
Yeah,
it is also a
we
way.
can always, yeah. We can have that sort of option. Why we should see the European countries? Why not we switch over to the
Definitely,
greener technologies?
definitely, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Tripathi ji, I don't think so. If any queries
Yeah,
are there,
there is no more question.
so
Students, if you have any other question, please ask, because time is very short. We'll have to conclude. Okay, I think there is no more question. We should stop here, madam. Uh, uh,
Right.
if you would like to conclude with few remarks, you can do so. Otherwise, we'll call it a day.
yes, sir, it's fine. And then I wish you good luck to the students.
Okay.
So strongly determined you to continue this program, and then at you have to finish this program also with a grand success. So
Yeah.
please,
So
yeah, update your assignments, and then whatever it is a project is there, then you have to write down that project also, and then timely you have to complete this course.
okay. So before we conclude the session, I would like to inform all the learners that those who are interested to sit for the examination, June term and examination, they should. I think majority of them must have filled up their examination form. If they have not done so, they are requested to please fill up the form by paying few late fee. And now the link is open. And before that, you have to submit your assignments, because assignment evaluation takes maximum time. So if you submit your assignments, if you have not submitted so far, you are requested to do so immediately, so that you will get some time, maybe another 15 days, to get them evaluated and send the awards to Delhi, which will be reflected in your grade card. The session will go up to 11th, 11th of this month. So, today's session is over. Tomorrow, we will come with a new topic pertaining to your CHCWM program. So, till such time, we take leave of you. But before coming to the online class, please go through your study material. If you read the study material, jot down important points, and then attend the counseling class, it will be fruitful. You'll be able to ask some questions at the end of the session, and our resource person will be able to respond to your questions or queries, whatever you have. So that will be, interactive kind of a thing, which is required in the counseling session. So with this remark, we should stop here. Madam, thank you very much for taking such a beautiful session. And I also thank Dr. K.K. Das of Government of Odisha for sparing his valuable time, uh,
Thank you very much.
joining us in this online counseling class. Sir, thank you very much.
Thank
Namaskar.
you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir.
Let's follow up.